Good morning, kids of Kish. Adam coming here with you guys again this Sunday morning, and I'm excited to be here with you guys again. I wanted to take the opportunity. We have kind of another special Sunday this Sunday. It's Mother's Day, so I wanted to share, a nice message with you. And again, some of the things that I'm going to be talking about with you this morning are, some of the same things that Pastor Doug is going to be talking to your parents about today. But today, I wanted to dedicate a little bit to moms. So today we're going to talk about moms. We're going to talk about some stories of some different mothers from the Bible, a lot of which you'll probably have heard of before. And then we'll talk a little bit about moms as a whole. So the first question that I wanted to lead off to you guys with is, if you guys could imagine the perfect mom, think for a minute about what ingredients would go into the perfect mom. Now, as you're thinking about those things, realize that the correct answer to that question is the mom you already have is perfect. If anybody ever asks you, answer the question that way, and you probably won't get in trouble. So that's a little bit of a joke. But the mom that you have is perfect, and you couldn't imagine a better mom other than the one you have. So I wanted to talk to you guys a little bit about some moms from the Bible and just some of their stories. So some moms from the Bible. The first mom, you guys have probably heard of Eve, Adam and Eve. So Eve was the first wife and the first mom. So she actually shared a very special relationship with God until she sinned. And since her sin, we've actually been born with sin inside of us because of what Adam and Eve have done. And you can find that whole story in Genesis. So you're going to hear some stories. Some of these, stories are going to be of, great moms from the Bible. Some of them are going to be moms who made some mistakes and things like that. So there was another mom named Hannah. She was actually the mom of Samuel, who was one of the judges of Israel. She wasn't able to have kids for many, many, many years, but she called out to God, and God heard her prayer. She promised to give Samuel to God for his whole life, and she did. She was faithful to God. You guys have obviously heard of Mary before. She was the mother of Jesus. She was chosen by God to have Jesus because God saw something special in her. To the outside world, she was an ordinary girl, but she obeyed God in extraordinary circumstances, and she knew the Word of God very well. Jochebed is another mother from the Bible. You probably know her son, but I'm not sure if you recognize her name. But that was the mother of Moses, the mother who actually gave birth to Moses. So when she gave birth to Moses, there was an order by the Pharaoh to kill all Hebrew baby boys. And in faith, she didn't do that. She did not kill her son, but she hid him for 3 months, and then we all kind of know the story. She put him in the basket and floated him down the river, and Pharaoh's daughter found Moses. And because of her faithfulness to God, years later, he became the hero who led the Israelites out of Egypt and into freedom. There's Sarah. So Sarah became Isaac's mom. She was actually over 100 whenever she had Isaac. She was Abraham's wife, who she kind of laughed at the promise that God made her that said she would have a child because she was so old. She didn't believe. And before Isaac was born, she got really impatient with God's promise that he would give her a baby. And she tried to kind of take matters into her own hands, which ended up causing a lot of problems, for the Israelites at the time. But that's just another example of, sometimes when we try to take things into our own hands and just, don't trust God's promises, that it can definitely cause some problems. Elizabeth was another mother from the Bible. She was actually the mother of John the Baptist. So John the Baptist is the guy who prepared the way for Jesus back in his time. The angel Gabriel told her husband Zechariah that she would have a baby at a very old age. And at first she didn't believe that was true. But she was a woman who followed God, and God was faithful to his promise, as he always is. Rebecca is another one. That was the wife of Isaac. She was Jacob and Esau's mom. You guys may have heard, may remember the story of Jacob and Esau. She was a beautiful woman who was first noticed because she served others unselfishly. She was a hard worker, and Rebecca followed God, but she kind of made a mistake of, making Jacob her favorite son. Because of that, she convinced him to try to steal his brother's birthright and his blessing, which again caused a lot of problems in their family. And then the last mom that I'll talk about was Naomi. And Naomi was the mother-in-law of Ruth. So Ruth, from the Bible, she got married, and her husband's mother was Naomi. But Naomi had 2 sons, and they both passed away and left her very sad and very bitter because they passed away. Because Ruth wanted Naomi's God to be her God, she traveled to Naomi's homeland to live. And it was there that Naomi helped Ruth find her husband Boaz. And it's just another story of how 2 women who were faithful to God, and God was faithful back. So that's just a couple of stories about how important mothers are as a whole. But something you might not have realized is how important mothers are in the Bible as well. To all of the people, all of the stories that we read about in the Bible, it's sometimes funny to think about that all of these people, they had mothers, they had fathers, they had people who impacted their lives, and those people are very important as well. But I wanted to talk to you guys, earlier I had said, think about the perfect ingredients to your perfect mom. Realistically, there are 2 simple qualities that make a great mom. And I think when I talk to you guys about these, you'll see that your moms have these things. So one is loyalty and faithfulness to you guys and their family. So you guys as kids, your dads, does your mom have loyalty and faithfulness to your family? And I think all of you guys would agree that your moms definitely have that. And then the second is, are they able to simply trust God? And are they taking the opportunity, which they are, if they're giving you guys the opportunity to watch this lesson today and making God and church a priority, even though we can't physically meet in church, are they trusting God, and are they handing that down to you guys and helping you guys to make trusting God a priority as well? Those are the 2 biggest things that make a mom great, and those are the 2 biggest things that they can control. And if you have a mom who is both of those things, then you have a wonderful mom. And I would imagine that all of you guys think that as well. Just remember that just because your mom doesn't always give you exactly what you want or doesn't always agree with you, your mom is making the decisions that she makes for you out of those 2 places, out of loyalty and faithfulness to you and your family, and trying to put trust in God and figure out or work, from that belief of what is best for you. So those are the things that your mom is thinking about when she makes decisions for you, or makes decisions about what you can and can't do, or what you're allowed to have and not allowed to have. She's always trying to work for your best. So it's like God is always trying to work for our best. Those are the things that I wanted to talk to you about today. And as always, guys and girls, if you ever have any questions, if you ever need anything, talk to me. Talk to your classroom teacher at church. Talk to Pastor Chris. Talk to Pastor Doug. Talk to Pastor Luke. There's always somebody here for you. And by all means, talk to your parents. Talk to your mom. And show her lots of love, support, and appreciation today. Have a great day, guys.